Hey guys, it's me, Ray. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we're going to be reacting to Kayla Malec's her part of the story. We saw James Charles' part of the story. We saw that other random nobody's part of the story that tried to make you think about him. So now we're going to hear from Kayla Malec. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm also going to do my makeup at the same time, so hopefully you don't mind. So from James Charles' video, I saw that everybody was like supporting him. Everybody was like, oh my god, he didn't stutter once, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who James Charles' fan base is. I remember I used to be a fan of James Charles when he first popped out. When he was like the only like guy on CoverGirl. Was it CoverGirl? And when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I followed him. I would watch his videos. I don't really know who his like fan base is. Like, is it kids? Is it like whatever? Because even if it is kids, what does he do that's like so appealing to children? He really doesn't do much. Or is it that he hangs out around other influencers that kids also really like? I don't know. I literally don't know. And some primer on right now before I get started. Okay. Let's do this.
I was the one fucked over.
Ooh.
So
Let me turn it up too. Sorry, I like to listen to stuff low in my free time.
well, I'm sure by now everybody knows about the situation with me and James.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has told their side of the story except me. And in my opinion, I was the one fucked over.
Period.
So it's only fair for me to tell my side of the story.
Yep.
How I was fucked over.
Yep.
And I wanted to wait a little bit, have a little bit more time to just like relish in the fact that I won in court. But the response video was posted an hour. An hour.
Ain't that
after
insane?
I announced that I won my court case.
People weren't like clocking that. Like, people weren't pointing that stuff out. And I was always like, I was so confused. Like, when I watched James Charles' video, I'm just like, why didn't you just wait? Like, she just won her court case. Because to me, it looked like you just wanted to wait to see what the final ruling of the court case was, to see which side you were going to choose. That's what it looked like, from my opinion. Whatever.
It's 1 hour. So, I have like all of my bullet points written down next to me, and I hope I could do this all in one part, but everybody told their side, and like I said, in my opinion, I was the one fucked over here. So,
girl, take your time. Don't feel like you need
so to start off,
part.
I would not consider me and James to be best friends at all. I don't even think I'd consider us close friends. We've collabed a few times. I went over to his house, like 9 months ago, to help him promote his company on live stream. We would text here and there about certain things, but it was definitely not like we were best friends. I like trying to put this into like it's kind of like that one person that's in your class at school that you're like mutuals with. Y'all are like acquaintances. Like, we were acquaintances. But that doesn't, I don't think that excuses anything that happens in my opinion, but that's the best way to describe it. We definitely were not best friends. We were not that close, but we were acquaintances.
Knew each other.
We were not best friends in any way.
They like mutually benefited each other. They like, he would benefit from asking her to like do things for him, and she would benefit from having things done. Because I remember when she first blew up from doing the Glow Up series. And wasn't James Charles like the first guy or like the first beauty makeup person that she went to? I could be wrong now. I could be wrong. But I'm assuming that he's the first person. So obviously he knew that doing videos and stuff with her was gonna get him some clout. Obviously he knew. So they were in like a mutually like beneficial work relationship, which is fine. That's fine. I have that in my work right now, so.
But this all starts almost immediately when I made me and Evan's relationship public on TikTok. So I posted a video with Evan next to me, and me and James have never DM'd on TikTok. The only previous messages we had on TikTok was us collab posting from when we would film together when I started my Glow Up series, like I was just talking about.
Okay.
And he like sends me my video. I don't know how you do it. Like, he sent me the video, and then under it he said, "Girl, who is this?" And I was like, "Oh, this new guy that I met. I think I'm in love. Ha 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 ha." Then a month and a half later, he slides up on another video of me and Evan together. We have not DM'd on TikTok since this. And it's a video of us dancing together at Yosemite, and James sides up and says, girl, he's so hot.
So the only couple times James was saying something to her was when her boyfriend was in the picture. It's starting to look a bit fishy, James. Starting to look a bit fishy. Looking like it's supporting your story there that everyone believes so quickly. Okay.
And I'm just like, haha, yeah, whatever, cool. So at that point, that's like the only time that we would text was about him saying how hot Evan was, which is like, whatever. I didn't care. I didn't think anything of it, whatever. So fast forward to October, and me, Evan, Emma, and Brennan all get invited to a birthday party. We get there, and lo and behold, James is there. And Evan and James have not met at this point. Obviously, the only thing that's been said is how hot.
No way he tried. No way he tried it. While she was there at the party.
James thinks Evan is, which is like, fine, whatever. So I see James, I say hi to him, and I introduce them to each other. And they're just talking for a fat minute. I don't know what really they were talking about. I wasn't really in the conversation. I was talking to Lila. I was talking to my other friends. I wasn't really in the conversation. And I don't know how accurate this is. I was not listening to the conversation. But Evan did tell me after that James was just saying how Evan was the hottest guy at the bar and he was the hottest guy there. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. But that's what I was told James was saying, is just how hot he was. And once again, I brush it off.
See, but the thing is like, from her perspective, I understand. Because the way that she's acting, I feel like I would act pretty similar. Like, I'm not somebody that's very, like, I have a boyfriend right now, and even if somebody, girl or boy, came up to him and started flirting with him, I wouldn't really care either way, because it's like, that's more on a representation of his character than my character on how he reacts to that situation, right? So I understand why she didn't, like, feel like, because sometimes I saw people say things like, why did she stop it? Why did, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like, she shouldn't have to. She should not have to. People should just know how to respect people. That's it.
Haha, funny, whatever, like, whatever. Like, I don't care, you know? So then,
there's a respectful way of doing things or approaching things, and there's a disrespectful way of approaching things. And how James Charles has been approaching this whole entire thing is very disrespectful.
2 months after that, I get another DM from James. On December 17th, I had posted a video of us at Hawaii together, and James, once again, our only DMs is him once again being like, oh my God, he's so beautiful.
No way.
So literally, the only DMs we have in the past year is him saying how hot my boyfriend is.
No way.
Cool, whatever. Just like, what the, like, looking at this shit now, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not funny. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
I
at
get
this
it,
point,
girl.
the only things I've heard is how hot he thinks my boyfriend is. Cool.
That's
whatever.
Insane.
So now from December, it's January. And me, Brennan, Emma, and my boyfriend are in Hawaii. And this was the trip that we ended up breaking up, and all of that shit happened. It's about the third night that we're there, and I don't know if I'm allowed to include this. I'm going to anyways.
Sorry if you see a red dot. That's my cat's toy.
On the balcony of our Airbnb, talking, and Evan starts saying that James is DMing him on Instagram. And immediately, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you DMing James? Like,
nah, because that's actually so insane to me. Like, that is so shady.
Immediately, I'm just like, fuck no. Like, you're not gonna do that. That's weird in my opinion. And
because after he messaged her multiple times being like, oh, your boyfriend's so hot, oh, your boyfriend's so hot, blah, blah, blah. And then now you're secretly speaking to him on the DL? That's fucking weird.
At this point, our relationship was basically already over. And even Brennan was like, and Emma were like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you DMing him on Instagram? So we look over at the phone, and Evan sends James a picture on Instagram. So, like, you know how you snap on Snapchat? Like, doing that on Instagram, like, sending pictures back and forth. And Evan is like, you should go to Hawaii with us.
No.
And James sends back this saying, like, why should I come to Hawaii? And that, for the first time, is when I was like, what the fuck? And I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they continued to text throughout the night. I was not, like, caring enough to go through this.
I feel so bad for her. Like, that's just so, like, sad. Like, so bad for her. I have so much sympathy.
Phone, I was just like, why are you messaging him? And I just, red flags. It was just so fucking weird. Because mind you, at this point, me and James don't text.
Yeah.
Like, me and James aren't even texting like that.
Exactly.
James is only texting me to say how hot he is. And now he's sending him snaps over Instagram saying, why should I come to Hawaii?
Weird.
Like, that's fucking weird. I would only do that if I'm, like, trying to fuck. Or if I'm trying to flirt, you know?
Yep,
like, it was just weird. So I don't know if they texted anymore throughout the night. I have no idea. I do know that all of their texts are over Instagram. So fast forward, literally 2 weeks past this, me and Evan have broken up. And literally the day after we break up, James texts me. And he basically is asking me and Evan to be a part of this painted commercial video. And it was supposed to be like...
So she said after they broke up, James texted her to do this thing with her and her boyfriend? Hold on, let me see if I heard that correctly.
2 weeks past this, me and Evan have broken up, and literally the day after we break up, James texts me.
The day after they break up, James texts her.
And he basically is asking me and Evan to be a part of this...
Asking her and Evan to be a part of, like, a YouTube video or whatever.
Painted commercial video. And it was supposed to be, like, me and Evan, and it was, like, a couple thing, and it was for Valentine's Day. So I respond, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but we just broke up, ha ha ha. So I text James that we have...
See, it's looking like, from me, this is just alleged, I'm just assuming, but it looks like he figured out that they broke up, and was, like, just trying to, like, start up a conversation, you know? And then once she told him that they broke up, then that's when he was gonna go in for the swing. Like, I feel like that video idea was just like a fake BS thing, because did he even do that with anybody else? Like, did he find a new couple? I don't think so.
Broken up, and basically the first thing he says in response is, can I have him now? Just responds,
I saw
can
that.
I have him now?
I saw
and
that
then
part.
was like, ha ha ha, just kidding. What happened? I then
so
proceed to tell him that, let me actually, like, read the text, like, word for word. I'm going to green screen this part, everything else I'm inserting in, but I want to...
See, she's just like me for real, because I'm somebody that I can't remember everything that's to be said in messages, but I know the general idea, but I don't know stuff word for word, so it's just easier for me just to read it out loud, just so I don't know I'm missing things.
Read this, like, word for word. So yeah, do you want to be in a painted video with your man? I explained that we broke up. I was going to do a 30-part series. And mind you, he is the only person that I told, because this is a day after we officially broke up, he is the only person I told about a, quote, 30-part series that I was going to film about what I went through. He goes, what? I go, girl, he's fucking crazy. And then there we go. What happened? Can I have him now? Once again, didn't really think much of it, but insane. My senses were a little bit heightened now after the...
That's so insane. Oh my... I guess from the messages, though, it does look like she's joking, or, like, it's kind of hard to see to take her seriously, or, like, to know that she's joking around from James Charles' perspective, because she asked him, do you want to be in a painted video? And she then says, like, she kind of responds in, like, a kind of jokingly way, which I understand, because you're not going to be serious about that either. But still saying, can I have him? Right after they broke up? Like, she literally says in her message, I broke up with them fucking last night. And then you're just like, and then James Charles responds, can I have him now? Like, that's insane. Like, that's a crazy-ass response, in my opinion.
The whole Hawaii Instagram DMing situation... But whatever. Then tell him, imagine the worst things a human can do. It would take hours to text, but you'll see this series soon. He then asks again.
Oh my god, he was like, I'm so sorry, Kayla, you deserve better. He literally was sitting there being like, I'm so sorry. Like him saying, I'm so sorry, you deserve better, just shows that, like, he processed that what she went through was a hard time. The fact that he said that just confirms that, like, he has sympathy for her, because after the things that she said, like, that just shows that it confirms that he already knew. And then she goes and says, imagine, like, the worst things a human can do to you. It would take hours to text it, but you'll see a series soon. And then she goes and congratulates him, and then she's like, and then he's like, oh my god, you're actually doing a series? I'm sorry. It's like, okay.
And about,
like, I feel like, for me personally, I feel like she's making it, like, although she's joking about it and being kind of lighthearted about it, I feel like she's still making it apparent that it's important.
If I'm actually doing a series, which I'll explain why that has a lot to do with more going on. But he asks again about the series, then says, I'm sorry. And I go, oh, just wait. I gave this man a platform based off his lies and abuse.
Based off his lies and abuse.
Which I did do. And then he goes, shit, I'm sorry, Kayla. And I said, you're good. Thank you. So
nah,
that was the last time we texted until he flew Evan out to California. But in these, I made it pretty clear that Evan had fucked me over. I brought up abuse, the worst thing a human can do. I mean, I obviously did not go into depth with what I had went through. At this point, like James said in his video, my friends didn't even know, my family didn't even know the full story. Nobody knew the full story. And obviously, I don't expect him to sit there and ask, you know, oh, well, what happened? I don't expect him to do that. I get feeling uncomfortable in that situation. But I made it crystal fucking clear that I was fucked over in a pretty big way.
Yeah,
fucking shit.
She
I
did.
do not want to have to make a part 2. But I'm at 9 minutes and 47 seconds, so I'm going to have to. And also, shut the fuck up. I'm not on the creator program. I'm not getting paid for any of this shit. I'm just clocking the fucking tea. So,
period.
Part 2. So basically, obviously, I don't expect him to ask me, oh, well, what happened? And I don't expect him to want to know the full story. I get being uncomfortable doing that, but I 100% think that in these messages, I made it crystal fucking clear that
I agree.
What he put me through was not okay. It was not normal, and it was an abusive relationship. I just think I made that clear.
Yep. I think you did too.
And no, we were not best friends. No, I wouldn't even consider us close, but we were acquaintances, and he knew me more than he knew Evan. He met Evan through me. I've known James. Like, at the end of the day, he knows me more than he knows Evan.
I didn't even think about it like that. Like, this is a really good point here, because at the end of the day, I literally didn't even think about this. Literally, at the end of the day, her and James, even if they're not best friends or whatever, her and James have been acquaintances, or known each other, or been benefiting off each other for, like, a little bit now. He only saw her boyfriend from her posting him, just for James to go out of his way to try to do some slimy shit behind her back. Hi. I'm moving over to this side so I can sit next to my cat. We can go ahead and continue. Okay.
So it's like, with that information, with what I told you, it should have been okay, I understand, and move on.
Right.
There should not be a second part to this. It should have ended right there.
Right.
And then none of this shit would have happened. There wouldn't be a drama. There wouldn't be a fucking, like, this wouldn't be a fucking drama if it ended where it should have. And in my opinion, if you have good morals, it would have ended there.
Yep.
I know people in my life that I have, like, am acquaintances with, and they would not do that to me, and I would not do that to them. I would not do this to people that I've even collabed with once. I wouldn't do that to somebody. So in my opinion, it should.
That's just the thing. Like, I think what people are forgetting, like, people are focusing too much about, oh, were they actually friends? Were they friends or not? Or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's not even the matter of the fact that you're friends or not. That's just not what you do as, like, a good person, period. That's just what good people do. Don't do some shady shit like that. Especially if you don't know him. Like, that's even more crazy. If you don't really know him that well, and you fucking over people like that, like, that's insane. That's insane.
have fucking ended there. And there should have been no communication between him and Evan past that point. But obviously that didn't happen. So a week after I send those text messages, me and Evan
right now. I love her.
are broken up, obviously, but we were not on no communication yet. And so this was, I literally, the day before I go live and say that I was in an abusive relationship, this was the day before I officially made it no contact and realized, holy shit, what, like, I wake up, basically. So me and Evan have our final call. And this is when Evan says to me, if you tell people what I did to you, that means you never loved me. That's when he said all of that on the phone. It was our last ever conversation. But in the beginning of that phone call, while we're talking, he brings up me making a 30-part series. And I immediately am like, how the fuck do you know that? And he quote said a 30-part series. The only fucking person that I texted about making a 30-part series was James. James was the only person I told about making a quote 30-part series. Once again, I don't know how true this is. He was abusive. He was like literally, like we all know by now. But Evan told me that James had sent him screenshots of our messages warning Evan that I was going to make a 30-part series. Once again, don't know how true that is.
Whether if it's true or not, regardless, like he's an abuser or whatever. But it's also like, what does he have to lie in that situation? Because usually abusers, they will lie. Oh, shit. Usually abusers, they will lie because they know the things that they'll say will hurt you. And why would she say that about James? Why would he say that about James Charles if her and James Charles aren't really that close in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, why would he say that about James Charles when her and James Charles aren't like besties? They don't really speak to each other that much. Like, why would he say that about James Charles? So,
but it makes fucking sense because on the phone, Evan literally said, so are you going to make that 30-part series about me? And in the text messages, once again, in the messages, I quite literally quote, tune in for the 30-part Who the Fuck Did I Marry series.
Nasty.
The fuck? So, allegedly, apparently, from what I was told, is that right after sending those text messages telling James that we broke up, James went and DM'd him on Instagram, sent him those text messages to warn him, and then they started to create a friendship.
No way. So you're telling me James, I'm assuming this part, James found out that Kayla and her ex broke up. Then James goes and messages Kayla saying like, oh, I'm gonna do this video for you and your boyfriend, whatever, blah blah blah. Kayla's like, we just broke up last night. He's the worst person ever. An abuser. Imagine the worst things possible. Whatever, blah blah blah. Right? That's what Kayla says to him. James Charles is like, oh, can I have him now? And you're telling me that in those messages of Kayla saying those things, he then takes screenshots of those messages and sends them to her ex-boyfriend, her abuser? That is disgusting.
And obviously, that forms to be true when about a month after all of this, I still have not spoken out publicly. The only thing I've done is go on live and say that I was in an abusive relationship. I was not ready to talk about the details of it. Still healing, okay? But I'm scrolling on Snapchat and I see that Evan had posted a Snapchat in the exact area that James lives in a backyard that looked identical to James's backyard. And
I heard this.
Immediately I was like, there's no fucking way. Because this was about a month after I had been told that they were DMing. Why are y'all DMing for a fucking month?
Dude,
the fuck?
The way that, like, her storytelling or whatever is so good. Like, the way that she's speaking right now, I'm, like, processing everything, like, instantly. Like, she speaks so good.
So I text James, and I'll just green screen them again. And mind you, the last time that we texted was me telling him that we broke up, okay? I text him on March 1st saying, this is so random, hope you're doing good. Are you with Evan? He says, what? your ex Evan? Doesn't say yes, doesn't say no. I said yes, posted a picture, looked like your backyard. He goes, why would Evan be in my backyard? Later to find out that he was in his backyard and that James had flown him out to California and they spent the entire fucking weekend together. And
so you're telling me she found a picture that Evan posted of him in James Charles' backyard. She go and texts James Charles, hey, are you with my ex-boyfriend? And he's like, what? What? He had like the Cassie response that, what?
Hey, Cass.
Yeah?
I have a quick question for you.
What?
How long have you been fucking Nate Jacobs?
What are you talking about?
How long have you been fucking Nate?
I'm not. I'm not. What are you talking?
Shut up, bro. Dude, I hate people like that, bro. Why do people still support this guy? Like, as soon as that first controversial hit up, I'm gone. Once people be showing what their true colors are, you gotta go. Like, you can't get caught up in that mess, bro. You can't get caught up in that mess.
honestly, if you knew you weren't doing anything wrong, why didn't you just straight up answer my fucking question and say, yeah, he's here, we're friends?
Yep. True. Because if you didn't think you were doing anything wrong or bad, why didn't you just say anything in the first place?
Do you And in James's video, he was saying that, oh, well, he seemed depressed and sad and like he needed a friend. I have a lot to say about that, but first thing, if you're just being there for a friend and that you think he's a good person, why do you feel the need to have to lie to me about it?
Dude, I'm telling you, the way she's spitting right now, like, she's just making good points right here. Good ass points.
Think he's a good person? Why do you feel the need to have to lie to me about it? Why do you feel the need to have to lie to me about it? If you truly don't think you're doing anything wrong, why did you lie? Why did you lie about it?
Yep. Because you knew you were doing something shady.
It such a secret. Second off, you're being there for a quote friend that is your ex or your friends, acquaintances, ex-boyfriend that I told you was abusive. Like what the fuck? It's just like, moral of the story is like, you obviously knew you were doing something fucking wrong if you had to lie to me about it.
Right.
You know? So that entire weekend that they're together, I drive past James's house to see if I...
It's like... This is... Okay. It's like she literally went to him and told James Charles... She went to James Charles. Well, no. She didn't go to James Charles. James Charles went to her. And she told him that Evan was abusive, did the worst things possible a human can do. That's what James Charles... Then James Charles takes those and then sends them to Evan, right? And then just wants to be there for him because he's depressed and whatever and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh, he's depressed? But what about your friend? What about your friend that was just in an abusive relationship? What about your friend that's the victim? What about her? It's like you didn't even believe her when she said it. Yeah, like, it's like you didn't even believe her. Like, that's so insane.
I could see anything, because I was like, I need fucking proof. Like, I know they're together, but I need proof because I'm so pissed. Obviously, don't see anything, and at this point, I'm just... I don't know what's going on. I have no proof, but I have a gut feeling that they are together, that they are hanging out. Fast forward another month. Me and James do not text. Nobody ever comes clean about anything. Nobody says anything, nothing. I release my "he doesn't love you" and I talk about everything that he had done to me. And me and James still are not talking. He still does not text me and say, hey, I'm sorry, doesn't try to explain himself, nothing. And in my opinion, that's because he didn't think he'd get caught. He didn't think I'd find out, so he had no reason to tell me firsthand.
Yeah.
And that's why this shit really pisses me off. I end up texting James, asking to FaceTime for a segment on my podcast because Jacob had this funny idea that we were going to FaceTime James and James is going to be like, ew, Jacob, and then like hang up. It was supposed to be like this funny bit. I could include screenshots. Literally the next text a month later, after me asking if he had flown my ex-boyfriend out, I literally just say, hey, da-da-da, totally normal conversation. He does not bring it up, nothing. At this point, I don't have proof to back up my theory, so cool, whatever. But yeah, he doesn't say anything, acts like everything is normal.
Mm-hmm.
So then it is Coachella weekend, a couple weeks later, and a video is posted exposing James to have flown my ex-boyfriend out to California. The second that this video goes public, James starts to blow up my phone, asking if I'm at Coachella, saying that we need to talk. I immediately already knew what he was talking about. Are you at Coachella? Yeah, I am. Can I talk to you? I shut it down. I don't
because as soon as the public found out, that's when she found out, and that's when he knew he had to save his ass.
I don't want to fucking talk to you. I don't want to fucking talk to you.
He had so many chances.
I felt guilty for weeks, and I didn't know how to tell you, and I owe the truth. I explained it to you from my mouth.
Yeah, you owed her the truth weeks ago. Now that everybody else knows the truth, you don't owe her nothing. You don't owe her nothing. She already knows. She already fucking knows. Like,
not the Zach guy, and then you can feel however you want to. To me, it's quite ironic that you suddenly feel guilty about this the second that it's made public.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you suddenly feel guilty once, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I text him. I've known for a while, but I saw the proof today. I'm just shocked. There's a ton to explain. Da-da-da-da. I'm annoyed with myself for allowing you to find out this way instead of just telling you myself. I say, okay. He then says, he manipulated me as well, and I fell for it. To when I then reply, I got...
I'm not even reading the messages right now because how are you going to be like, oh, he manipulated me and I fell for it? How are you going to be like that? When literally she told you he's a terrible fucking person, the worst person possible, and then you go to him. You literally go to him. You put yourself in that situation. Who the fuck manipulated you? You knew he was a bad person, and then went to him anyways. You walked into your own fucking trap, buddy. No one gives a damn. No one has no sympathy for you. Like, damn.
Pissed off. How did you get to the point for him to manipulate you? I told you he abused me the day we broke up. Then you texted him that day that I told you that. But I'd rather talk to you about this tomorrow. You met him because he was my boyfriend. After that, James did try to reach out multiple times. He wanted to meet up and talk, and I'll give him credit for that. I can tell he feels guilty.
But it's like now he wants to talk on his own terms. Now he wants to talk when he wants to talk. Even though she reached out to him, gave him multiple chances to own up to his mistake, and he still did it. Because, like she said, he thought he wasn't going to get caught.
He was blowing me up for days and days after that, wrote me long paragraphs, just a lot of stuff. I personally decided not to respond. I decided not to meet up with him because, quite frankly, what the fuck do you have to say?
Right.
And after waiting for him to come out with his response video, I'm honestly happy I didn't meet up with him to hear what he had to say because it clears up nothing for me. What happened. You knew.
Right.
He was my abusive ex-boyfriend.
Right.
I'm going to have to make a part fucking 3. Jesus fucking Christ. Once again, not on the payment program. I'm not doing this for money. I literally am not making a dime from this. Once again, just clocking the fucking tea. I did not expect this to be 30 fucking minutes.
Because it's like, the stuff that she's saying, it's like, it's not even like she's trying to disprove James Charles. It's like the stuff that she's saying, it's like you can't disagree with it. Like, she's just speaking her own side of the story. And she got evidence too. She got facts to back it up. Like, I don't even know how James Charles can even try to flip this so that his followers all agree with him again. Like, I don't even know how he's going to flip this.
I just think it's a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
And watching the apology video quite literally pissed me off even more because I can genuinely appreciate to where you now feel guilty. And I don't think that you still support him. I don't think that at all. I know once I posted the proof, you probably dropped him.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting that.
That's so sad though. That's the sad thing though, because once she posted the proof, that's when he finally dropped her off. But it's like, didn't even believe her. Like, you literally didn't even believe her. Like, that's so. As a victim, male, oh my god, male, female, doesn't matter. As a victim, when you're just discouraged like that instantly, like, that's so, like, you don't understand how that feels. Like, you will never understand how that feels.
That my word was not believed.
Yeah. Yes.
My text messages of me saying that it was abusive, that he did the worst things a human could possibly do, those were taken lightheartedly. And then you went and DM'd him and formed a friendship with my ex-boyfriend, believed everything he was saying about being depressed and suicidal, and you wanted to sit there and be there for him, and you believed everything that came out of his mouth, but not mine? That's fucking crazy to me. How are you gonna sit there and take everything to heart that my ex-boyfriend is saying, that you met through me, but not what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That makes zero fucking sense.
Speak your truth.
You know what I'm saying? Or do I sound delusional? Am I just like,
no, you make
salty?
Sense.
Ew, that was so cringy to say. Like, genuinely, do I just sound bitter in this situation? Do I sound bitter, or like, do I have a fucking point?
Nope, you have a fucking point, bro.
I do not think
I love her. I love
that
her.
if I did not find out through TikTok, and if this shit was not made public, I do not think I would have ever found out. I don't think I ever would have received I felt guilty for weeks text.
True.
I don't think.
True. Because listen, these are all like celebrities or influencers. Like, these are people that are in the public, right? But if it was like in high school, like if these were all just like high school, like this was in a high school class, none of this would, like, she never would have found out that James Charles was doing this. She never would have found out because James Charles got exposed for having her boyfriend over. James Charles got exposed for that. James Charles never admitted to it. And the only time James Charles finally admitted to it was when he got exposed. And if they didn't have like a platform like they do now, she probably never would have found out. Like, that just shows you how scummy he is. Because if there wasn't cameras on him, he would be getting away with all the stuff.
I don't think I would have gotten that at all. I do not think I would have gotten an apology, or he would have owned up to it and texted me about it if it had not been made public. Yeah. And I think there's proof to that because
she's so true.
Kept it a secret literally up until he went public with it.
Yeah.
And then also it does leave a bad taste in my mouth that, listen, I get it. If your name's being slandered and you want to clock that shit, fucking clock it. I get it. But to do it an hour after I win the court case insane. Is fucking crazy in my opinion. An hour, 1 hour after I announced that I win the court case, here's a 10-minute video and all my comments are now flooded with, did you see James's new video?
Yeah.
You couldn't even wait till the...
Like, that's... Literally, she won her court case. He posted a video an hour after, and she couldn't even, like feel happy that she won her court case, because now she has all these fucking minors in her DMs being like, James Charles, shut up. Shut up. This is why kids should not be having access to the internet.
Fucking eighth? Like, that's crazy to me. And I get it. You wanted to clear the air. I get that. But to not even wait 3 hours? Not even an hour and a half? What the fuck? I mean, at that point...
It's not funny.
Damn.
It's not funny, but...
I'm just like, I'm crashed out. Like,
I get the humor. I mean, it's not like she's trying to be funny.
It has been so hard to sit here and not say fucking shit when all of this is going on, and then seeing the apology video. I don't know. I just have a lot of thoughts, and I don't think this is like a pick sides thing. I don't think there's sides in this. It's just a story. I think that he fucked up. James fucked up, and he fucked me over. Yeah. And it was a shitty thing to do. I do find it interesting, though, that James posted conversation receipts with everybody. Me, a clip from my sister's live stream, like everybody's receipts except for his Instagram DMs with my ex-boyfriend. If they're not already deleted. And I don't know. I think the timing of everything was weird. I think the receipts were odd. That's basically my side of the story. They had been DMing in Hawaii in January while we were still together. James would only DM me to say how hot he was. Apparently, from what I was told, which I don't know how trustworthy my abusive ex was, but told me that James had DM'd him the day that we broke up. So I don't know. And also, I do think it is fishy to create such a friendship with somebody off of being attracted to them. Because I don't know what the fuck they would have in common besides the fact that James thought he was hot.
Yeah.
And then to fly him out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is weird.
I don't know if I could think a guy was really hot, fly him out, and just like want a friendship. I don't fucking know. There's just so much going through my head.
Right.
But yeah, no.
Because you waited till after they broke up, James Charles. You waited till after they broke up. You then slid into you slid into his DMs by using her words, and was like trying to warn him, being like, "Watch out for this 30-part series. She's gonna expose you." You made a friendship off of that, and then you go and fly him out to your house, and you tell me you just wanted to be there for him. You didn't care. Oh, but you and Kayla weren't even that close to being friends? Oh, but you and Kayla weren't really that friendly? But to me, seems like people who barely even your friend, you're pretty comfortable with. That's what it's looking like. Unless it's only a girl that's your friends with boyfriend. You know, it's kind of like, James Charles, it's kind of like he has like some internalized misogyny or something. That's what it feels like. Because it's like, literally, how did you not believe her? Like, how do you mess up this badly? Like, how do you genuinely mess up this badly? Because me personally, am I just normal? Like, I just can't fathom doing the shit that he did. Like, why would you go out of your way to do that to somebody that you were acquaintances with? Even if you weren't like besties, buddy, whatever, blah, blah. Y'all both did shit for each other. You did stuff for her. She did stuff for you. Like, and then after when she told you that like the worst things you could possibly imagine, that's what she said. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry, you deserve the best." That's what he was saying to her. Fake as hell.
Moral of the story, I appreciate acknowledging how you feel guilty. I appreciate acknowledging what you did. I just don't think that would have happened at all if you hadn't been caught for it. But yeah, that's my side. And
Period.
I don't fucking know what else to say.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. This has been like the hardest thing to keep my mouth shut on. But yeah, this was a lot longer than I thought it would need to be. I thought it was only going to be a 10-minute video, but holy fucking shit.
It's okay.
A bitch is pissed.
Yeah.
A bitch has been pissed.
We know.
And I've just wanted to sit here and relish in the court shit. But for some fucking how, James made this like a drama. Or James didn't. I don't know who the fuck did it, but this whole thing became like a fucking drama.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It's not even.
So yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm still trying to process winning court, let alone all of this bullshit. But yeah. I don't fucking know, y'all. This shit is just as confusing to me as it is to y'all. I don't know what the fuck happened while they were in LA. I'll never fucking know the truth, but I don't know. I'm just gonna stop talking. I feel like I could honestly talk about this for hours. Yeah. I could literally go on about this for hours, but yeah. Love y'all.
Aww.
Happy Wednesday.
Aww.
I feel like old me wouldn't have even fucking like said shit, but I'm so past the point of like letting shit fucking slide.
Yes.
I was fucked over, so I don't know.
Yes.
I don't feel bad telling my side when everybody else got to tell theirs, and I'm not trying to make this a fucking drama, but it became one when you
exactly. She's so funny.
I talk too much. I fucking talk too much.
She's so okay. I love her so much. I don't really know what else to say. I kind of said everything I needed to say in the video there. I did kind of kill this makeup look. Okay, But needless to say, James Charles, I'm convinced, just doesn't like women. He obviously can't be friends with girls. He obviously can't be friends with guys. So he shouldn't be friends with anyone. He shouldn't even be on the internet. Honestly, at this point, if you're my age, if you're aware of James Charles' history, then this isn't really necessarily that surprising, because James Charles has done, I don't want to say that this is a bad, but in my opinion, I think he's done worse things, like take advantage of minors. That's pretty bad, and he's still on the internet. And so seeing this, I'm not necessarily surprised that James Charles did this. I mean, nobody's surprised, but it makes me feel bad for Kayla, because throughout the whole entire situation, she was a victim. She was in an abusive relationship, and then you have James Charles over here making things worse, and then the abusive ex-boyfriend's friend is out here making things going crazy. It's like, she can't even get a break. Like, can this girl get a break? All these men are sitting here destroying everything. Let her have a goddamn break and shut the fuck up. This was her story, her truth, not yours. The first person that should have said something about this should have been Kayla. Not James Charles, not that bitch ass friend, Kayla. Kayla should have been the first person to come out with a response after the court case. James Charles took that away from her. He literally took that away from her. And the thing is like, James Charles has been on the internet long enough to know how to form public opinions online. Like, there is a way to manipulate public opinion, and the fact that he did it an hour after, and the way that he worded his video and whatever, it manipulated the public to where they're like, oh, he didn't stutter, he did it, whatever. It's like, well, obviously he knows how to manipulate the public, and he has people he hires that knows how to manipulate the public. As the public, this is a prime example of wait until the full story comes out. This is a prime example of that. I'm the same as her. I can go on and on and on, because this is insane. But that's pretty much all I have left to say, pretty much, without me just reiterating everything that I said before. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. That lets me know I should make more videos like these. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!